Justin Horowitz, happy to be joined in the Sulky by Rob Harmon. More than 2,800 wins as a trainer, more than 600 wins as a driver also. Thanks for being with us tonight, Rob.
No problem. Thank you.
Now, you're off to a great start here at the Meadowlands, maybe a little quietly, 6th in the trainer standings, winning at 17%. The success you're having this year, expected or a little bit pleasantly surprised by it?
Now, at the beginning of the year, we always do good, and then we kind of tail off, and then I kind of go to the B tracks and try to get back there.
So this year, with all the success you've been having, how many horses have you raced here, or is this kind of the plan of attack for you to take these horses and then go somewhere else with them?
No, as long as they're making money, they're going to stay here. It's just not fair for the owners to be here finishing 6th, 7th, and 8th every week when we can go somewhere else and do better.
Absolutely. Now, a lot of your success this year has been with Jimmy Marone Jr. as your driver. He's doing very well for himself in no small part thanks to your success. How did you guys develop that relationship, and what does he do that gives you so much confidence to put him on your horses?
Well, a couple years ago, I got to know him up at Tioga when I was looking for somebody to drive. He was driving every race, and one day we just kind of hit it off when he wasn't even driving me. Me and him kind of got a friendship, and then I started putting him down, and it just worked out from there.
Now, he visits your barn a lot, too, in the mornings and kind of stays by. Does that help him get to know the horses better?
No, he don't really come out and jog much. He stops by on the way to Monticello. We're like 2 miles off the exit, and just gets him out of the house a little earlier, I guess.
Which is nice, you know.
Yeah.
That's not a bad place to be. Now, like so many other people in your game, you grew up in harness racing. Your father, Reed, was involved. Now, he taught you how to shoe horses, too. Tell us that story of how that came about.
Yeah, he kept on asking me to put shoes on, and I told him I didn't know how, and finally he ended up getting, he was in a wheelchair right before he passed away, and he was trying to show me how to shoe in a wheelchair, and he just... It's just one of those deals, and that's something that he was trying to teach me at the very last time of his life, and I figured that's what I need to do, you know.
One of those things where when you're young, you think you know everything, and sometimes it just clicks in your mind that maybe the people a little older might have some information we should listen to.
Well, when you're young, you think your parents are around forever, and I took that for granted, and that's something that I got to live with.
Now, you're in your 40s now. You grew up in Albany, New York, but then moved to Michigan. And you were there at a time when racing in Michigan was really at its high point. What was life like back in the Wolverine State when things were really rolling there?
Things were really good there at DRC in Hazel Park. I mean, Opens, the Ackermans come in, the Remans were there. They'd come in for sire stakes and stuff and then leave. And it was good. It was almost like being out here on the Grand Circuit. You know, all the big guys, they showed up, the Nordines. It was fun for a little kid. It's like me being here today. I still like being at the Meadowlands.
Now, when you were younger, also, you were a baseball player growing up. I know an injury kind of took that away from you, but how good was Rob Harmon, the baseball player, back in the day?
I was a pretty good catcher, and I had things going my way, and then, of course, this business took it away. I was driving at Sports Creek the first year, and I dislocated my shoulder, and I can't play no more.
And that was the end of the baseball career.
Yeah.
Now, was that the end of the driving career also, or you kept driving? Because obviously you have quite a few wins as a driver.
I drove for a couple more years after that when I came back, and then I started gaining weight, and I couldn't stop. There's no place for a big guy out there.
So, continuing with the family tradition, your son is a big-time hockey player.
Yep.
I saw he's a goalie. They just finished second in the state finals.
Yep.
Any chance that he becomes into harness racing and gives up his sport too?
No, I don't think so. No.
So what about the hockey? Is there any similarities as a harness racing father with a hockey playing son?
Well, I'm doing all I can do is support him to stay away from not to stay away from the horses, but I'm backing him 100% with the hockey. And if he ever wants to do the horses, I'll help him. But hopefully he goes to college and gets an education and do something.
And then he can make a lot of money and come back as a harness owner and give you some horses.
Yep.
Now, last 10 seasons, you've been remarkably consistent, averaging 165 wins a year, more than $1.1 million in earnings. What do you attribute to that long run of sustained success?
Just good owners and good horses. I mean, it helps when you've got good horses that want to race and want to be a racehorse. It's tough with the cheaper horses.
Now, give us a snapshot of your stable. Where are you stabled? How many horses do you have? Race horses versus young horses?
Right now I'm up at Mark Ford Training Center. I have 41 horses. I got 9 babies. I got about 6 horses coming back at 3-year-olds. They're decent. And the rest are just race horses.
What about your staff? Obviously, to have a big operation and you race at a lot of different racetracks, you have to have a lot of good help to pull that off.
No, we do. I got a good crew right now, and that helps big time.
Now, we have 5 horses on the card tonight at the Meadowlands, so let's take a look at those horses, maybe help the people make some money tonight. Race 2, number 5, Falcor Bluestone in the GSY Amateur Series. We talked about Jimmy Marone. His uncle Roy is going to be driving this one for you. What do you make of his chances?
Roy does a pretty good job. It's up in the air on these guys. I mean, He raced really good last week. He finished up strong. I was real happy. That's the second start I had him. And I think he's going to be. I think he's getting better and better. He ain't going to be much, more faster, but I think he'll be stronger on the end.
Now, race 3, you have number 8, Splitsville, who had all kinds of trouble last week, was out in the middle of the track. Do you make changes? What's kind of with this horse right now?
He's got a mind of his own. I wish I could make changes. When I do make a change, he goes to complete the opposite way. So it's just one of those, you got to ride it out, and he'll come back into form.
Hopefully he gets back on track. Race 8, you have 2 horses in the dash for the G-Notes final, Delabia and Janie Bay. Do you prefer one over the other?
I like Janie Bay. She finishes a little better. Delabia, she starts running in towards the end. I think she looks for a 5/8 mile track. I don't think a big track helps her much.
So maybe Tioga when that opens?
Somewhere, or back to, I claimed her out of the Pittsburgh, or not Pittsburgh, Pocono. She may go back there,
Okay, race 12, you have number 5, Detroit Rapper. Looks very tough in there. He's been very solid for you all winter here.
He's been a good part of the barn. I got him. He's not a bad horse. He's solid. He's consistent. The only time he's not is if Jimmy ever gets him into a shot where he made that break. He gets doubled up when he's all bounded up in a hole.
Yeah, he chased around the jail cruises and the opulent Yankees of the world. Doesn't have to worry about them tonight.
No. But it's fun being in them. Them good horses, it's fun,
Now, you talked about some younger horses you have coming back, a 3-year-old, some 2-year-olds. Do you prefer the race horses, or do you like working with those young horses when the sky's still the limit with them?
I like the babies. I just, out here in Michigan, I did pretty good with the babies. Out here, I can't go to the sale and buy the good ones that I want. I got to kind of, my pocketbook's not that big. I do what I can do, But, yeah, it's fun racing babies. I enjoy that a lot.
Now, you're pretty active. At least you have a nice website. I checked that out, HarmonRacingStable.com. Got to make sure to get that right. Talk about your owners, though, because obviously that's such a big part of this game. And on your website, you definitely are reaching out to people that want to help you get involved.
It is. Great guys like Larry Kittenplan, Karma Racing Stables. Them guys been with me for 3-4 years, and it's ever since I came out here. And they understand the game. Like there's a lot of ups and downs, and you just try to stay through it.
Now, speaking of ownership, I think it's an interesting thing. Obviously, when people have a whole bunch of money, you can go to a sale and buy any horse you want. But if there's people out there that want to get involved as an owner, I mean, you're a good guy because you got a lot of horses. You win a lot of races. And like you were saying, you put your horses in the position where they can win, and that's obviously what owners want. What's some advice to people that are maybe looking to become an owner for the first time?
It's tough. You want to buy a cheaper claimer at the bottom end, like a 12, 5, or 15 if you're going to start off, and just get your feet wet, or try to buy in with a trainer like myself or somebody. A partner is a big help. I would partner up with somebody.
Okay, well, that's a lot of good information. A lot of busy times for you right now. 5 horses in tonight at the Meadowlands. Thanks for spending some time with us. Good luck tonight.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, that's Rob Harmon, HarmonRacingStable.com. Good luck to his horses tonight. We'll bring in Wendy Ross after this and take a look at tonight's 13 race card.